Hey guys, welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. I'm Rob Mackenzie LaFergie. You guys wanted more villains, and Deadpool has some pretty great ones. So I've put together another list of his greatest foes, plus one or two of his silliest, in keeping with the spirit of Deadpool. If you haven't already, make sure to check out part 1, linked down below. Now get ready, it's time for the Top 10 Deadpool Villains, part 2. Number 10, BEARBOARGUY. Okay, I'm gonna be honest here. BEARBOARGUY isn't exactly one of Deadpool's greatest villains. I just think he's way too funny to not include on this list. BEARBOARGUY is a member of the hateful Hexad who went up against Wade and Spider-Man in Spider-Man/Deadpool. As competent as he looks, he ended up doing super badly and was killed by another villain, Itsy Bitsy. And yes, he is definitely a reference to a certain South Park character. Number 9, Mr. Sinister. These two didn't come up against each other too often, but their storyline in House of M is pretty great. In case you don't know the guy, Nathaniel Essex was a genius who made a deal with Apocalypse to be able to control his cells, allowing him to shapeshift and regenerate as Mr. Sinister. In House of M, however, he wished to be a simple farmer living a happy life. Then Deadpool screwed it all up. He shows up, Sinister gets all sinister and tries to enact an evil plan with the infant Cable. But surprise surprise, Deadpool grabbed Mini Cable and got out of there. Foiled again. Number 8, BATROC the Leaper. George BATROC, or George BATROC, I suppose, doesn't exactly strike fear into the hearts of many. Partly because he's just a dude with strong legs, and partly because he looks ridiculous. That said, he can be a pretty competent villain at times. Unfortunately, these times seldom involve Deadpool. First, Deadpool broke BATROC's leg, which is a big no-no when legs are like your only thing. Then when he's sent to kill Wade again, he's taken out super quickly and only survives because Deadpool was being controlled by Zenpool at the time. Not Deadpool's most powerful villain, but it's pretty funny how terribly he does. Number 7, Juggernaut. Kane Marco, Professor X's evil stepbrother, has proven himself to be a pretty powerful villain to Deadpool. I mean, he's a pretty powerful villain in general. The dude is ridiculously huge and unstoppable thanks to the gem of Sidorak. He's able to build so much momentum that he straight up can't be stopped, even if he can be deflected. He came up against Wade in Deadpool the Circle Chase, and he probably would have won if Wade hadn't dropped Black Tom Cassidy out of a plane, forcing Jugs to jump out to save his buddy. Honestly, Juggernaut and Black Tom are pretty adorable. Number 6, Evil Deadpool. Yeah, if you watched the last video, you'll remember that one of Deadpool's greatest villains was another version of himself. And guess what? There's yet another. Evil Deadpool was created when Deadpool discovered a bunch of discarded body parts in his stalker's freezer. So he chucked them in the garbage. But unfortunately, they still had his healing factor and ended up combining to create a freaky Franken Deadpool named, rather unimaginatively, Evil Deadpool. Must have smelled terrible. Number 5, Carnage. Cletus Cassidy was a psychopathic serial killer who became bonded to the Carnage symbiote, granting him all the power he needed to take his killing to a whole new level. You probably know Carnage better from the Spider-Man comics, but there was actually a 4-issue miniseries called Deadpool vs. Carnage that showed the intense and absurdly gory battles between the two foes. With both having some sort of regeneration and both basically being in love with bloodshed, you know it's gonna be an epic fight. And it was. Number 4, Norman Osborn. Yeah, time for another Spidey villain. Although this time Deadpool actually met Norm when he was sent back in time and had to pretend to be Peter Parker. And he did not understand his hair. Nor do I. But later he comes up against Norm again during the Skrull invasion, and he made fun of his hair again. Oh my god, that picture took me way too long to find and it was so not worth it. The two come up against each other rather often, and while Norm rarely takes Green Goblin form, choosing rather to send others at Wade like the Thunderbolts, there is no love lost between them. Number 3, KRAVEN the Hunter. You thought you were safe from KRAVEN since this is a Deadpool video, didn't you? Nope. If you haven't heard me talk about KRAVEN 100 times already, he's a Spidey villain who, with the use of a special potion, can gain superhuman abilities. And he hunts things. And he's my boyfriend. Wade doesn't come up against KRAVEN too often, but in the same issue he met Osborn, he ran into KRAVEN. And by ran into, I mean he went full on way to the jungle and yelled, watch out for my knee, poof, and hit him in the face. Number 2, Sabretooth. Victor Creed is basically the slightly more feral version of Wolverine, complete with the regenerative abilities and adamantium galore. He's gone up against Deadpool a number of times due to the pair's involvement with the Weapon X program, and he kills Wade's girlfriend Copycat, which was not cool. They spent several issues battling it out, and the battles got pretty bloody. At one point, Sabretooth's forehead was flapping open and shut, and Deadpool's guts were hanging out. Maybe there will be a picture here, but honestly it might be too gruesome for the YouTubes. Bottom line, Sabretooth is an awesome Deadpool villain. Number 1. Bullseye. Man, I can't believe I missed Bullseye on the last list. He's so great with Deadpool. Bullseye is a psychopathic assassin with the ability to throw anything with lethal accuracy, and a skeleton reinforced by adamantium. The two come up against each other a fair bit, and their chemistry is just amazing since they're both friggin' crazy. They have awesome banter, especially when Bullseye is masquerading as Hawkeye. Their fights are amazing, and at the end of the day, they're always in it for a laugh. That's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please smack that thumbs up button and subscribe to Top 10 Nerd for more videos. Any other rogues galleries you'd like to learn about? Hit me up in the comment section down below, and we'll try to make it happen. Until next time, I'm Ron Mackenzie LaFurgey with Top 10 Nerd. Later, nerds.